All right, so last part here on page 2 says, sketch the graph. Use the graph to find the domain and range and the zeros of each function. So this first one is going to be a parabola, and it's given to us in vertex form. And so looking here, I can see that the vertex is at 2, -1. There's my vertex. And we'll go ahead and graph that part. So 2, -1. There we go. And from there, let's find our roots. We'll use that to help us graph. So I'm going to set f of x equal to 0. So 0 equals x minus 2 squared minus 1. Add 1 to each side. We'll get 1 equals x minus 2 squared. Take the square root of each side and run out of room a little bit, so we'll write over here now. So that's plus or minus 1 is equal to x minus 2. Add 2 to both sides, and x is equal to 2 plus 1 and 2 minus 1. So x is equal to 3 and 1. Those are going to be our roots, 1, 0, and 3, 0. And from there, we can sketch it out. And so just a rough sketch. Now we've got our graph here. What is our domain and range? And so let me actually clear up some of this space here. Our domain, or that's our x values we're plugging in, is anything we couldn't plug in, and it's gonna, even though it's getting incredibly high, you can still plug in all these x values, and even though it's again getting incredibly high right here, we can keep on plugging in all those x values. So the domain is all real numbers. Our range, on the other hand, just what's our output, what's the possible y values, is that y is going to be greater than or equal to, what's our lowest y value? -1. So greater than or equal to -1. All right, and g over here. We've got our function here, it's a polynomial function. We've got to factor that out. So x times x squared plus 4x minus 5, which that further factors down to x times, what is that going to be? X minus 1, x plus 5, x plus 5, and meaning our roots, so this is still g of x. Our roots are going to be at 0, 1, and -5. So 0, 1, and -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now it is an odd power, and the coefficient is a positive number. So that means it starts at -infinity and is going to head on up and end at positive infinity. All these are single roots, so just a rough sketch again. Just with even a rough sketch, we'll get enough information here. So what x values, my domain, what are the x values? Oh yeah, here's our here's our zeros. It did ask for that over here. So the roots are going to be 0, 1, and -5. Our domain, though, is there any x value we can't plug in? And no, we can plug in all real numbers. And our range, is there any output that won't occur? And again, it's no, that it's heading to -infinity, heading to positive infinity. So again, all real numbers. All right, hope that helped.